India loves to call itself the world's largest democracy. Every 5 years, more than 900 million voters are invited to decide who will lead the nation. The logistics are mind-boggling. Millions of polling stations, millions of electronic voting machines, and armies of election workers. But beneath this grand spectacle lies a quieter, darker story, what many now call the shadow election economy. It is an underground system of hidden money, fake voters, and backroom manipulation that can bend the results before a single vote is even cast. Let's first understand what we mean by shadow election economy. This is not just a handful of bribes or a few crooked officials. Rather, shadow election economy is an entire parallel economy wherein fake or duplicate names remain on electoral rolls. Legitimate voters quietly disappear through selective deletions, and huge, untraceable cash flows fuel campaigns and buy influence. Therefore, when the voter list itself is compromised, the election is tilted long before polling day. The ballot box becomes a stage play, votes are counted, but the ending is pre-written. Now let's take a look of Rahul Gandhi's 2025 allegations. In early 2025, Rahul Gandhi alleged that the 2024 general election was manipulated in around 80 constituencies. He claimed the Election Commission ignored massive irregularities despite repeated complaints. One striking example is Mahadevapura in Bengaluru. Congress investigators say that of roughly 6.5 lakh voters, more than 1 lakh entries were suspect, with 40,000 with fake addresses, 10,000 bulk registrations at single flat, and 33,000 shady address change forms. In a tight race, those numbers could overturn an honest result. But how such manipulations are carried out? The methods are low-tech but powerful. For example, dead voters remain on the rolls and vote again. Form 6 applications are filed to shift voters to key constituencies with little scrutiny. Tens of thousands of new names appear just weeks before polling. Congress claims that in Maharashtra alone, 40 lakh new voters were added in 5 months, more than in the previous 5 years combined. Independent audits to confirm or reject these allegations remain rare. Moreover, shadow elections also run on rivers of cash. India's now scrapped electoral bond scheme, introduced in 2018 to clean up political donations, became a legal laundromat. Donors could buy bonds through banks and give them to any party without the public ever knowing who paid whom. In 2024, the Supreme Court struck it down, declaring it unconstitutional because it violated the citizens' right to know. When the data was finally forced open, some eye-catching facts emerged. For example, lottery and betting company Future Gaming and Hotel Services had donated over 1,300 crore rupees to political parties. Equally, Mega Engineering and Infrastructure Limited had poured in hundreds of crores while simultaneously winning major government contracts. Hence, for years, voters cast their ballots blind, unaware of which corporations bankrolled which campaigns. And this is not something new. India has wrestled with shadow funding for decades. For example, the 1990s Hawala scandal exposed a vast network moving crores of rupees to senior politicians through informal money channels. The Supreme Court's Vineet Narayan 1998 judgment strengthened investigative agencies, but real reform stalled. Likewise, in 2008 Cash for Votes scandal, many parliament members were allegedly bribed during a parliamentary trust vote. A televised sting showed huge amounts of cash meant to influence legislators. Similarly, in 2015 Telangana Member Legislative Council scandal, a legislator was filmed offering 50 lakh rupees to buy a single council vote. Such frauds are not confined to national contests only. In Kerala's 2021 assembly polls, investigators found people carrying 5 or 6 voter IDs each, allowing them to vote multiple times or shift constituencies. In fact, party internal elections suffer. The Youth Congress in Kerala faced a court case after allegations of fake IDs during its own polls. If manipulation thrives inside parties themselves, imagine its impact when the whole nation votes. Now, why it matters to be discussed and debated. Some argue that India's elections are so large that a few fake names hardly matter. but power in parliament can be decided by a single seat or few votes, which can ultimately decide the national budget, control of natural resources, and laws shaping everything from digital privacy to food prices. If citizens start believing their vote is meaningless, democracy crumbles from within. The Election Commission of India is constitutionally independent, yet critics say political pressure and slow procedures blunt its teeth. Access to historical voter roll data is limited, and getting booth-level CCTV footage often requires lengthy court battles. Court cases on electoral fraud can take years, long after a government has served its term. Therefore, experts propose clear remedies, which includes: Number 1. Machine-readable voter rolls published with every revision, so citizens and watchdog groups can spot irregularities. Number 2. Mandatory independent audits of both funding and voter lists before every election. Number 3. Strict penalties, including loss of party recognition, for proven cases of deliberate fraud. Number 4. Citizen verification drives, where every voter can confirm or challenge entries well before polling. These steps don't need new technology, they need political will. From the Hawala networks of the 1990s to the electoral bond revelations of 2024, India's elections have always had a hidden ledger. Rahul Gandhi's 2025 claims, whether ultimately proven or not, highlight a deeper truth. Democracy survives only when the books are open and every vote is real. Check your voter record. Demand transparency. Because a democracy that hides its ledger isn't a democracy at all, it's a performance. And the price of silence is paid by every citizen. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, Sociopedia.